Paul Gidman said the goal at the end is not to win an election, but the goal is to change society. A promise to be a power-packed conversation on your most authoritative, credible, compelling, and comprehensive election coverage. This is UEW Election Hub. I am Bright Awusi. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can also join the conversation all across the world on Facebook and Instagram, as well as on Twitter, by using the hashtag UEW Election Hub. Take a look at this.
UEW Election Hub. It is yet another election, the moment for students to decide the fate of UEW. It's finally here.
The UEW Election Hub is poised more than ever to take a notch higher the rigorous service of students' interests,
Who steer the affairs of the various offices.
as the race to departments, JCRC, local notes,
And the SRC begins.
with our team of experienced reporters dotted across every nook and cranny of the 3 campuses. We will take charge of every polling station and deliver accurate and timely information.
Our eagle eye is on all corners, covering every angle, and nothing, absolutely nothing, will escape our lens.
And of course, absolutely nothing will escape our lenses. Now, after years of dilly-dallying, the man whose first name biblically represents tender took an authoritative decision to contest for UEW SRC Presidency, an office with so much responsibilities and pressure. His storied score at the just-ended vetting program is evident that he's get his head in the game and focus on the prize. He has covered himself with crocodile skin and continued to throw eggs on the faces of naysayers. But beyond accountability, humility, and what have you, what does he bring on the table? How best would the administration deal with the Methuselah horned black flame devil of our inability to assess examination results, which has become precipitant of headache toppling students' heads? The man who, together with Meshach and Abednego, was miraculously saved from the destruction in Nebuchadnezzar's fiery furnace, Mr. Shadrach Abbey, a presidential candidate for UEW SRC, is my guest on your home of unmatched coverage of campus election, UEW Election Hub. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You went for the vetting just a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
How was it?
Well, it was tense, you know, for every engagement like that. You're obviously going to be a bit nervous. But then once you try to gather yourself and you master your composure, you can just face them. So that was what happened. But we were okay. We were okay. Though it was a bit tense. But we
So
were okay.
how uncomfortable was it for you?
Yes, so when you are going to face a panel, okay, a very competent one, of course, and you don't know where the questions are going to come from.
Sure.
Of course, at a point you are going to feel uncomfortable, but not as being afraid of the panel, but as you don't know what they are going to ask you, or you don't know what they have down their sleeves to actually come to play on the day. So at least you feel a bit uncomfortable, but in all, we were cool and we were okay. Yeah.
I said all the uncomfortability and everything, but you miraculously pulled 82.6%, topping your co-aspirants.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Well, to us, yeah, we were okay and we feel good. What people don't know is this about, personally, this about my 5th major vetting for major positions.
Interesting.
Yes, 5th major vetting and for major positions. Myself, I have been an electoral commissioner before, and I have been vetting
For your school? Or?
Yes, for Teacher Trainees Association
Okay.
of Ghana, national, not just at the sector level. The
So
sector
you've
is
also
about-
been a panelist
Yes,
before?
I've been a chairman of a panel before. I have vetted aspirants before, prospective leaders. I've vetted them for national positions. So before I face a panel, one, I know what they are looking for, and I know in terms of attitude, your composure, how to attack questions and everything. I know because I know what goes onto the score sheet. to 82%, right?
82.6.
0.6. That is, if you round, that's 83.
82, yeah.
83%.
So yeah.
Yes. My previous office, you know, I was the PRO for my department. That is the hypers department.
Yeah.
I was the PRO there before I resigned to take up this challenge. My vetting there, I had 80 plus. That was last year's election. I had 80 plus percentage.
So this didn't come
This
to you as a
didn't
surprise.
come as a surprise. It is only that people are surprised. How come others were down there and I was just high? It is because it has constantly happened, and I have never scored anything less than 70 in any of the veterans that I've actually attended. So to me, I wasn't surprised that it came out.
Right. That's fine. Do you see this as you know, a hope in winning the post?
Yes, it is one thing topping the veteran, and it is another thing winning the election, because after you came up top or the best candidate after the veteran, yes, it means you're on top of issues. You know what to do. Yes, you know what to do. You know what the students want to hear. That is true. But then if you become so complacent and then you relax, that after all we've top veteran, so let's relax, the student body now can see what you can do, then you are doing that at your own detriment. So you just have to, after topping, just give the students and the electorate the reason why they should buy into your ideas, and then just believe that indeed you top the veteran. So it is one thing topping a veteran, and then it is another thing working yourself out to win the election. Right.
So at what point in this academic journey did you realize that you want to lead the entire student populace? At what point in time in this academic journey?
Let me tell you that this idea was conceived even before I bought my forms. Yes, because all through I have been a student leader before, and I'm not just the type of student leader that will lead and become like a ceremonial head where you hail and then I'm just raising hands to say, oh, Presido. But because whenever I get the mantle, whenever I get to lead, I make sure that the very reasons why the populace or the electorate believed in me and then gave me that mandate, I try as much as possible to forego all other personal issues and live up to expectation, if not becoming the best, at least amongst the best.
Okay.
So before purchasing the form to even come here, I had a plan for UEW. And so when I got here, I said, okay, let me start with my department, which I started, became the PRO.
The PRO for
and
the
then
department.
You go there, you ask Hypers department. Every Hypers department member will just tell you that I will never forgo Abbey Shadrach for any candidate.
Right.
Not for any reason, not for mere reasons that we belong to the same department.
Okay.
But they know and have seen what I bring to the table anytime leadership is mentioned.
Right. To what extent, in terms of percentage, did you consult students and other stakeholders to arrive at the decision that you want to become the SRC president? To what extent?
So I went very, very far. Before coming here, there were some students here who were friends. Some were colleagues, because you know some you might complete with them, but you might not all get here the same. So I consulted some of them about how UW works, how their modus operandi, how they operate. I got them. Then there are some leaders. My college, for instance, I have my principals of other colleges. I have some executives, some people in government. All over the clergy, talk of the traditional leaders and stuff. Because all these people I have had encounters with them, and then they know what I can do. So I went as far as I can.
So you went
to the student populace, to anyone that I consult. There are some of them that even come that, Abbey, this is the time for you to do this again. I remember a student asked me, will you be contesting? Even though I had the intention of contesting, but I intentionally said, no, I've not thought of it. It will surprise you that that student knelt down in front of me and told me that, no, having experienced you in college and then having seen you at the regional level and then at the national level, please, I beg you, this is the time we want to actually have you. Yeah. So it tells you that, in fact, students are actually yearning to see Abbey Shadrach do it again. Right, excellent.
I know you believe in equal representation. So to what extent, in terms of, you know, presentation, for instance, in terms of gender, people with disability, faculty and others, will you base to, you know, appoint your executives?
Thank you very much. the constitution, the framers of our constitution, in their own wisdom, make provision for certain individuals to be components of the student governing body. Okay, aside from that, you are given the opportunity with your council, not you, the SRC president alone, with your council, to go on and make some appointment. I've always told people that are following me around that do not follow me and think that maybe after everything you are going to get appointment simply because you followed me. What Abbey Shadrach seeks to bring to the table is competency.
Okay.
So I will go for competency. So irrespective of your geographical location, with regards to the campuses, we have North, South,
Central. Yeah.
Irrespective of your geographical location, once you are competent, once you are good, once you believe in the student cause, once you believe that welfare is key and no person is above students, then you are with Abbey Shadrach.
Okay.
And we will come and then look for you and then make sure that wherever we are positioning you or wherever we are putting you, you are capable of living the dream, to change the narrative, and to bring a new face and a new hope as far as student leadership is concerned and UW is concerned.
Right. You've mentioned about you believe in competency over everything. So this is the issue. You have campaign managers around you, those who have been helping you to, embark on this journey altogether. But here is the case, you realize that none of them is incompetent. Will you allow them to go just like that?
Well, if they are not incompetent to say, I'm not saying I'll just forgo them and then go and look for others. They are still students, irrespective of their levels.
But here is the case, they don't have the capability to carry on that.
If the person doesn't have the capability, why do you put such a person in a very sensitive position? You have 8 months to deliver.
But they help you to, embark on this journey. Whereby
they are helping because they know what I can do. They didn't come to help because they want appointment. They didn't come to help because they know that when I win, they are also going to be part of.
Isn't it a sign of betrayal?
It is not, because we believe in ourselves. We believe that we are seeking for competency.
Okay.
We are not just forming a gang among ourselves that after everything it is going to be us. We are going by the father for all approach. Okay. And so you look out there because there are thousands of students. We are about some 35,000 and even more.
Yeah.
And so if you say just the people around you, then that is like the family and friends kind of
administration.
Approach.
Yeah.
And that is not what I seek to bring on board.
There are some school of thought who believe that there is little to commitment in terms of your appointees because you, the president, appoint them. What is your thought on that?
Little to commitment. If you can open up.
For instance, you appoint your executives.
Okay.
So because you have appointed them, at least in kind of national, probably LA or other, arms of government that we run in the SRC level. So if you appoint them because they are very close to you, they have that familiar, relationship with you, they show little commitment to their responsibility. And I want to pick your thoughts on that.
Seriously, as I've said, whatever thoughts people have there, that is their thoughts, and they're entitled to it. I am saying that we are doing everything on one premise, that is competency and delivery. So once you can do it, as for your commitment towards me in any shape or form, once it is going to benefit the students, the very people that we are serving, I am cool with it. Forget about me, I am just a single individual.
Sure.
Forget about the council, we are just a group of people. But the student body out there, they matter most. So why should you remain committed to me and not the student? We are championing a student cause, a student welfare cause, and not a group of people or a gang that thinks that because they are related in one way or the other, that is what we have to do. So you remain committed to me and then you leave your duties. No. No.
I believe that you subscribe to the fact that accountability and representation is very integral in student administration. In that regard, how do you effectively represent the people and also accounting to them as well?
Thank you very much. Let me take it from where I've led before. You can do your checks, go back and then do the checks about me. Accountability is one key thing.
Absolutely.
Because no matter what you do, once you are caught with any little blender out there with regards to accountability, it goes a long way to actually clear everything that you've done. There is a saying that when human beings, okay, as humans, whenever you do a good thing, it is written on water. Okay, you ask yourself, how can you write on water? But once you commit any blunder, whatever that you have committed is written with what? Heated iron on metal. So that it remains forever for everybody to see. So accountability is key. Seriously, we as leaders, when elected into office, we are accountable to the very people.
Okay.
The Constitution again makes provision that at every point within some period in time, we should make available issues with what? Accounts. The statement of the SRC account and everything, on notice boards, and then even on your handles and everything. Trust you me, we are going to do that.
Okay.
We are going to put everything there for the student populace to know that this is what is happening. Where they have issues with questions or other things or understanding, we will open our doors for them to come and then ask questions, because once you don't have them on your side, it's going to be very difficult for you to carry out your
Are you a student activist?
Being a student leader, obviously you are an activist.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So with the recent happening on campus where students and management, there has been brouhaha recently concerning their results and all of that. So supposing you were the SRC president, what would be your position? Were you standing for the students or you coincide with management?
Thank you very much. Demonstrations, as you may put, is one of the things that even our handbook recognizes. Okay, so once you get there, it means something is militating against you. Something is going against your very stay on campus. With regards to academics, don't forget these people are fighting for their quota issues.
And very sensitive, of course.
Very sensitive. They've written exams. They are about to go and they can't actually see their results. Some of them say that what they see today, tomorrow, it changes. That is very serious. You're about to go home, you don't even know your class.
Yeah.
What class are
you don't know your GPA.
Yes. So that is one of the channels. It is their right. They can exercise it at any point in time. As an SRC president or as the SRC president, if voted into office, I'll make sure I'll sit down with these people, let them know the channels they are supposed to follow. The only thing I will actually plead with them is not to be violent, because it wouldn't also be happy. It wouldn't also be a good news that in the course of fighting for your right, you lose life or property that probably you might be forced to pay at the end of the day. So why do you incur those costs on yourself? So the right channels are the ones that I'm going to let them know, and then even lead them to where they are supposed to go, and then have everything registered so that they can have a peaceful demonstration. Demonstrations are not bad when it is followed, when it follows the due process. So if I were to be the SRC president today, I will side with them. I'll let them know I am with them. Just that I will not endorse anything of violence or anything by a peaceful demonstration to register your displeasure. Because if management didn't like demonstrations, it wouldn't even be in the handbook. You get it? But we have demonstrations in the handbook that you can embark on a demonstration, but these are the process and the procedures you need to follow to do it.
Right.
So once they follow it, I'm a student and I am with them. And I am serving their interest, even though I stand between students and management. You see, I need not to take sides. Why should I stand with management and
then leave your people?
Yes, and then just tell them that I don't support whatever they are doing. That will be a hypocritical leader, but that is not who Abbey Shadrach represents.
Okay. So do you subscribe to continuous leadership?
Continuous leadership?
Yes.
Yes, once you are doing it and doing it well, and then executing your duties very well to the satisfaction of the people you are serving, why not? Because as you said in your introduction, it is not just to win election and tell people that we've won the election and so that is all, so people should hail us. No, but the aim
is to change society.
Is to change the society. So once you change the society or the environment around you, if you find yourself in a different environment and you think there is opportunity for you to change, why not go into it?
Okay, so what one project have you cited with this current administration that although they were willing to do it, but because of time factor, they have 8 months to wait for the administration. So without limited time, they couldn't carry out that project. And what one project have you noted that if you become the SRC president, you would like to continue?
Okay, I'll say so. Continuity in terms of, let's say, the current administration.
Yes, in terms of project they are currently embarking on.
And then if they are not able to continue. Yes, you see, to the execution of every project, depends on how eminent it is or how important it is to the student course. Okay, now you can see them providing chairs all around. Okay, if the chairs are durable and they can last the test of time, why not? Because we find ourselves here. Let's say if there is one here, we'll make use of it. In the evening, students want to study in groups. Lecture halls are filled. When these chairs are available, you actually sit there and then make yourself comfortable. What we see is the ones they've started, where we think we can have summer hats to cover them, so that in terms of maybe rains or something, because once they are exposed to the rain, if care is not taken, they will get spoiled early. So we can also find a means of covering them and then continuing it, because we are many. Sometimes you come to campus, lecture halls are filled. Examination time, South Campus here. Yes, we know the situation here, because sometimes they lock up the lecture halls and you can't go. These chairs serve a very good purpose. So to me, it is not enough. And when I come with my government and administration, we'll speak to the LA. We are going to continue this and even make sure that where they sit to learn, the Wi-Fi coverage will go there.
We will come into that, the Wi-Fi connectivity. We'll come to that.
So that is one thing that I seek to actually continue. There is one thing that to me, there are some linked or short routes that students use to the campuses. Okay, most of the time, because it is unapproved, criminals and some miscreants find their way there and then they try to attack students. Okay, when I come, even though some measures have been put in place, I will make sure that one, there is visibility in terms of lightning. Okay. Yes.
We will come to your project, but there is this perception running through the minds of students that the current SRC president is allegedly pushing you to become the, take up his position when he leaves into power. Okay. How true is it?
Thank you very much. I'm very happy that you have actually asked this question, because this is one thing that people are leveraging on. It is political error, and therefore people think that once you peddle any rumor or falsehood against a candidate, it goes against that candidate. We were here last year and we saw what happened pertaining to the elections. Okay, a candidate, it was rumored that a candidate actually was being championed by the incumbent, and then we saw the end results. Now let me put it on record and deny with all honesty before God and man that the current administration is putting nothing, and I repeat, nothing into my candidature. Let me ask you one simple question. If the current administration that has all the money, the resources and everything is championing Abbey Shadrach, as we speak now, look at all candidates, including other portfolios. They all have their banners hanged all over. You've moved around campus. Yeah. Have you seen a single banner of Abbey Shadrach?
No. Okay. Even yesterday, I tried to take your policies and other, but unfortunately, you couldn't
even get one. Yeah. Okay. But we have other aspirants that are doing that. Is it that the one managing it or the administration is incompetent? We are on our own. Everything that we are doing is coming from our pocket as students. So we are even limited. It is never true. The current administration has nothing to. Why should we go to the current administration when we know that once we are seen with them, we are going to lose, because that is what students believe. But because that has been the norm, students are actually leveraging on that to attack Abbey Shadrach. Why? Because he's the most credible candidate in all this. Okay, so once we attack him with this and we take him out, we are good to go. But again, I am telling you, this administration has nothing to do with Team Abbey. Just debunk it, treat it with all the contempt it deserves. Just see that some people out there with their own parochial interests are just putting this course through, because they see that one, Abbey Shadrach is matured and experienced. You can't come to my camp and control me and tell me what to do in terms of anything. So once they see that I am the difficult nut to crack, then let's attack him with all these things. Those people from today, when you hear them saying it, let them give you one evidence or example, one thing that suggests that the administration is for me.
So why will you someone speculate such information on you? Because you have 5 other candidates
Yes.
who are contesting with you, but it's only you that they have pinpoints.
That is why I'm saying that let's put the candidates on scale, okay, and then let's weigh everybody. You will see that throughout we outweigh them in terms of experience, okay. And one student see that they want to go with somebody the experience. I mean, when you are looking for somebody to do something for you, you ask of the person's experience, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And you are going to ask if the person. So even after a year, when companies are employing, you know what they ask? They ask for prospective applicants that have experience. So some will even come with, let's say, at least a minimum of 2 years experience or 3 years experience. They see Abbey Shadrach to be experienced for this job. They see me as a threat. They see me as the most matured amongst them. They see me as the one that will not compromise anything. But because they know other candidates, they can manipulate them. They know they can push them around. They know they can do a lot of things to them. Then let's attack these dangerous candidates. Let's spread falsehood around me. Let's just put some propaganda out there that will sell so much, so that at the end of the day, the student will not buy into his agenda. The student will reject him, then he's out of the race. Then we can have our people in, so that they will control the system. That is why we have become the target.
Okay.
Not because of anything.
Okay.
None of them. I challenge all students. Come out with your evidence. Put it in the public domain. That this and that. That is why I am saying that Abbey Shadrach is being pushed by the current administration or the SRC president. And I tell you, once that evidence comes out, I will gladly bow out. No student, nobody should hide behind any write-up or anything to do anything. Come out and say it, and let's see.
Right.
Thank
You heard from the horse's own mouth. We are with you from now till the first vote and the outcome declared. This is your home of most authoritative, compelling, credible and comprehensive election coverage on University of Education Winneba campus. Let's take a break. We'll be back shortly. You are still watching UEW Election Hub. You are on March home for most credible, compelling and comprehensive election coverage. And as we promised earlier, we are with you from now to the first vote and the outcome declared. Nothing, absolutely nothing will escape our scrutiny. This is an exclusive interview with Mr. Abbey Shadrach, SRC presidential candidate for the University of Education Winneba. Shadrach, I know you have beautiful policies that you want to bring on board. Can you run us through some of them?
So I have policies on academics. I have policies on security and welfare.
Okay.
I have policies for the special needs.
Okay.
I have policies that I've dubbed them the Ofieni Fee policy. And I have policies of coming out with programs that will actually put the student in a very pole position, even here on campus and beyond. Okay. Because once you get out there, you see that the training that you go through should be able to position you to become a global citizen. Okay. Such that you don't only function well on campus, but when you are out there, any firm that you find yourself, any group that you see yourself within, you should be outstanding. And so I have policies cutting across all these areas. Okay.
We will dip into that as we proceed. So let's start with the academics, your policies on academics. What do you intend to bring on board in terms of academics?
So academics, I know every student would want to hear about the portal issue.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Because that is the most sensitive
yeah.
of all.
Which is now, you know,
yes, it is now
leading to demonstration and brouhaha and others.
Yes. And so I am very, very, very grateful to the level 400 for taking the initiative. Now, it means that from now, management is going to actually set up and get to know that the students are no longer happy with the happenings as far as the
the portal is concerned.
Now, this is what I think. I'm just thinking aloud. Maybe there are problems with the service providers. Maybe the system itself is not so much built to suit that pressure, the number of students, or maybe those who do the inputs are not also on top of issues. If any of these speculations are true, then as the SRC president coming on board with regard to academics, after this action by the level 400s, quickly I'll engage management on it. Let them know what is actually happening. Because for all you know, this portal issue is affecting students' ability to even learn and perform well. Because I have taken exams and I don't know the outcome results of my previous examination. Okay, so if it is the service provider, it's either the provider actually up their game by making sure the system suits everybody and does what it is supposed to do, that is giving feedback to students, fine. Or the provider is changed.
Well, I also know that previous administration, I can mention of Castro's administration, Sir Rubin's administration, and then even the current president, Felix Donko. They have been engaging management all this while concerning this same problems, student result that they are not reflecting in their portals. So what will you do different? Because all this while they've been doing that, so what will you do different this time around?
So I want a united front, like the level 400s are doing. So I'll let the students, I will meet students on the portal issue. I'll meet them. If it is department based, I'll go around and do that. If it is faculty based, I'll go around and do that. That it is high time we the students let management know that we need our feedback, prompt feedback, because the handbook says if I write the exams and I go home, I should see my results before I come home. We have to live up to that, because my part of the bargain I have fulfilled it by going for lectures, writing quizzes here and there, doing everything. I've written exams. I need the feedback. So once we have done that, we all have to just come together as a united front and let management, we will issue a resolution, a communique and a resolution on that, and give it to management that this is what the students are saying with an ultimatum, that we want to see this not happening again. We want to see this as a thing of the past. So if it is the provider, as I said, then it's either they re-engage them or possibly look for a new one. If it is the inputting which is the problem, then they should beef up the service training or how to actually let them know how to put them in, because we've had it up to here and we are not going to take it like the excuses that are coming, because it is affecting our performance. It is affecting us, because if I write and I don't know, how am I sure that even what I'm going to write, I'm still going to get the feedback? And you know, I've been a teacher before. When you give a student an assignment and you don't mark, for the student to know I scored this, I scored, you are just killing or dampening the spirit of that student. We don't want our spirit to be dampened here. We don't want the portal issue to affect our performance. We are ready to learn. We are ready to go out there as professionals. So let's live out by that. So when we get that the united front, then with a communique and resolution issued to management, I think they are going to set up and then actually look at the issue.
There is this alleged research on this same portal that because students are not seeing their results in their portal, it's reducing their academic performance. That is just it's an allegation some people are also doing research someone conducted. I don't have the facts, so I cannot go straight to say that it's true. But with this same challenge, you know, this Methuselah Blackhorn film of devil of this portal issue has been with us since years. Do you see management's position on this challenge as negligence?
Well, I wouldn't say that is it, because the level 400, just yesterday, when they demonstrated, today, management has actually responded. So I will not say negligence. Perhaps they were trying to manage the situation and then trying to also maintain the students and manage them to compose themselves very well while they try to solve it. But now with this action by the level 400, I think management will know that, oh, okay, so it is of a serious attention and it needs so it is not negligence, I don't see, but maybe they were trying to maintain both sides. But once one side is losing it, I am saying that management is actually going to lose back to expectation.
Okay.
And then, so I will not say management is actually important. Yeah.
So that is just by your academic side of
Yes.
your policies.
No, we are coming out with an award scheme.
With time factor too.
So
we
we
can.
will do an award scheme for department and faculty base for students who are performing and excelling so much in their fields. Okay, imagine the SRC gathering students and then awarding them even on a semester basis. So last semester you scored the highest and then you are recognized and then awarded. Don't forget now the SRC has a website. We are coming out with a YouTube channel where we can project all these things. You get it? So we have a lot. Go to the lecture halls. I'm sure students from the south attend lectures at North Campus.
Okay.
When you get there, there are some PA systems at the top there. They are not just for decoration.
Okay.
There are some projectors there. They're not for decoration. All those things are not functioning. We carry PA systems from the house to lecture halls and all that. We are going to say that whatever the problem is, let's get it fixed. The chairs issue on South Campus and everything, we are aware of them. We are going to lobby strongly with administration that those things are fixed. And as I said, the Wi-Fi connectivity, everywhere students find themselves to sit to learn, they should get access to the Wi-Fi. That is with academics.
Okay. You know, you've mentioned about this award scheme.
Yeah.
And there are some. So which category of students that will you focus on? People with disability, women, those with brilliant but needy students. And some students are also, they are not although brilliant, but they are also very needy. Are they also going to be captured, those that I've mentioned?
With the needy, they are not so brilliant as they say. So we talk of expanding the SRC scholarship scheme. Okay, you know the EC has one, the SRC also has one that they actually do. We are going to broaden that of the SRC. And for the EC one, myself for instance, I didn't even know there was something like that. So as the SRC, we will make sure that the people who are representing us in the various classes and then lecture halls will make all these things available. So we will check, we will put measures in place, or we call. Did your course rep or whoever is representing you tell you that there is an opportunity for you to apply for scholarship from the VC? Yes. If yes, then we'll take it from there. So we will make those avenues ready and we will broaden the scope.
Okay.
So it's not going to be like, but for what we are talking about, it's not like the awards where you have to vote.
Okay.
So we give you a code, you send to students that vote for me as the best student, academician, or no. That's not what we are recognizing you by what you are scoring in your examination.
So how long is it going to last?
As I said, on semester basis.
On semester basis.
And I know as we do it very well and students buy into it, subsequent administrations will
carry
in that order.
And that will be very beautiful. I cannot wait for that.
Yes, and even for academics, we are still going to motivate some lecturers. One, for prompt release of results.
Okay.
So if you release your results early and there are no issues with it, you merit an award from the SRC. So imagine all these measures coming in place. Won't you be happy?
I will.
Yes. That is with academics.
Right. So we are done with the academics. So let's come to issue of security. Security is very serious in this university. So we will normally hear of theft cases, robbery, attacks, and what have you. So what will you do differently to intensify the security system in the university community?
Thank you very much. So already there is a cadet corps by the student body, and then there is the campus security.
Okay.
Yes. These are subsidiaries of the main security, that's the national security.
Okay.
So I am seeing an SRC that will actually liaise with the police command of the Futu municipality.
Okay.
We have a training school here. Okay, what do they do? So let's say in the night at least we have about 20 of them on South Campus patrolling. Or let's say the main command releasing some policemen to come onto the campuses, South, North, Central, just patrolling. Okay, on campus. Now these people that find their ways, even the entry point on campus, we should find means of actually controlling them. If not, at least there should be a security checkpoint at every entry point, just to minimize the entry of these criminals who come to attack the student. I heard of the incident which happened here on South Campus the last time. In fact, I am really sorry for what happened to that beautiful lady.
It's a very sad incident.
Very sad incident, and I wish I am in the capacity to do much more for that particular lady. But I'm saying that when you look at, I combed those areas and I saw that lighting was a problem, and it boils down to security. there is not enough security personnel there. Let's come and then increase it. We are going to lobby with the university that the number you have is less. Let's get more. If the SRC should come in to support, whatever we are paying is for our welfare. So if we have to support with funds, we will do that.
So are you going to provide lighting system for
Of
all
course,
these routes off
course.
campus?
All the unapproved routes, we will make sure we will talk with ECG, government, for them to know that student life is at stake. Let's engage them and let's push them there. You get it? So that we get the lights there. So once the lights are working, and then there is the presence of the security around the area, if not to stop it entirely, we are going to minimize
So
it.
why don't you encourage students rather to use the approved routes rather than using the unapproved route, whereby they will be attacked by these robberies and others? One, I know one, it will save costs because you are going to provide money, you are going to provide fund for to embark on that. So why don't you encourage students rather than providing them lighting system on these unapproved routes?
No matter what you do, okay, because sometimes you are very late and you need some of these routes. Once students, we are many and we are using that place. We can't say that, let's say a student works on one of those unapproved routes and gets injured. You are still going to attend to it, okay? Because you cannot entirely say that any student that goes on that route and then the person gets into trouble, the person is on his own. No, the person is part of the SRC. Yeah. The person has paid for his welfare to be catered for. So once they are still using it, let's find means. Whilst we are trying to discourage it, okay, we can't still leave it like that. We have to do something on it.
Absolutely.
Because even if students are not passing there, those criminals will use those routes to enter campus.
Sure.
So why don't we cater for it before anything happens? Yeah. So I'm not like I'm encouraging unapproved routes, but once whatever you do, students will pass there. Let's find means to minimize it whilst we try to educate them to use the approved ones. Yeah.
I know you believe with me that healthcare is very essential.
Very
and
essential.
what do you have for the student in terms of their health?
Okay, so with health, we have it captured here. We are actually going to look at one thing that cuts down cost, undoubtedly, is the health insurance, whether you like it or not. Even if your drugs are not catered for, at least payment for those cards and those petty services, the health insurance can take care of it. So we will try to lobby with the health insurance scheme authority and then make provisions on campus. They will be on campus for students, for all you know, some even don't have it. So that we will encourage them to actually come and then do the registration right on campus, not to go and queue. For some of them, it is because of the long queues, so they will not even want to go. Once we bring those services here, they will come and do it. Renewal, it is going to be readily available here for students to go through. So that is one. You know, as I said, we are providing the opportunity for students to actually live here on campus and beyond. Okay. We are going to do various screening, eye screening. We are going to do breast cancer screening, and then even Hep B, as the case may be, and then other deficiencies.
What of HIV?
You know, as you are even asking,
because the recent statistics that I read a couple of weeks ago suggest that
it's on a high.
Yes, it's rising.
Yes, but no matter what you do, we mount the podium for students to come and do HIV screening. I tell you, at the end of the day, if you're not careful, you might not get about 10.
Yeah, they won't come.
I will rather encourage them to know their status. But as to compelling them to come,
it will be a very bigger challenge.
Yes, because you bring them and everybody will be running away. I'm sure some of us, we don't care knowing our status, but some would never want to know at all. And so we have to just look at those ones that we are so oblivious of. Okay, cervical cancer and the rest. These are things that are actually killing people, and we don't have any idea about it. So we will just create the platform for people to know of these things before attacking maybe HIV, which will actually come with some counseling and other stuff. And I'm sure on health, we are going to encourage the medical examination by students. We know we have some continuous students who have not done that. Sure. We're going to liaise with the students to encourage that.
Right. Yeah. Let me take you back to our earlier conversation on academics. Last semester, I spotted one student who lives with disability. And you know, some of our lecture theatres, they are not disability friendly. So in such circumstances, what are you going to do so that these students, when climbing the staircase, will not find it so much difficult?
Thank you very much. I think the public, let's say, national policy features those disabled
Yeah,
person.
sure.
Okay? So now, if you see the trend, before you even build or anything, you have to come and check that do you have those measures
in place
to aid them to actually move up. And so the already existing buildings that do not have those features, we will look at how best to actually come out with a way, okay, to help those people to actually access these facilities because they are still students,
Yeah.
and they should also have access to these facilities to be used. If by getting liaisons within their own department, that already some students are so good that when they see them, they offer them assistance. And so we are also going to see that if we need to actually increase the number of liaisons within their departments to assist them, climbing up, descending, and all that, whilst we engage management to see if there is a way
that we
can come out with means through which these people can actually access these facilities with ease. So these are many more. We are looking at it. We are even thinking of even surprising them because we see them queuing with students when it comes to printing and stuff. Yes, we have them in our minds that we might look at their department actually having a printing press funded by the SRC, which will actually ease their woes trying to get their work being printed out there. So we have very juicy and then very feasible policies for them.
The cost of transportation has become, the devil of the day in Ghana. You know how every day, almost every month, the transport costs in this country increase. And with our students, for instance, from here to Central, you pay 3 cedis for it. So what are you going to do with this SRC shuttle system to minimize the cost of transport?
The SRC has the power, and it is now the time to purchase their own vehicles. My administration is looking at purchasing at least, if not 2 or 3, at least a bus for the SRC. Branded in the name of the SRC by the time I leave office. Why? Because once we have this, we don't only use transportation here on campus. We go on educational trip, excursions, and the rest. Imagine if the SRC has about 2 or 3 buses available for students to use. You know that it is going to cut down the cost. Because all perhaps you need to do is to fuel it, and then you are good to go. Even the fueling, we can even come into. Now, when you talk of the shuttle system, of course, if you talk of transportation being on a high in Ghana, I'll just limit you to Winneba. And we know what is happening. Moving from Central North Campus to South Campus, you know how much you are paying. So the shuttle system, in as much as we are going to beef up by getting more vehicles on board, we are also trying as much as possible within the same time to get vehicles, as I stated, so that once we are operating it, we are not doing it to get profit from the students. Perhaps the little that we can take will be to maintain the vehicles, but then our aim is to just convey students from time to time. There may be a time that when we have about some 5 or 6 cars to accredit, students can just join freely because they are paying SRC dues, and then it will be featured in, and then the liberation we are looking for will come. So that is what we have for the transportation and then the shuttle system.
So with my dear lovely people, with people living with disability, they are very dear to my heart. I love them so much. Are they also going to be captured, and will you provide free for them in terms of transport?
Why not? How much are you paying for one person to move from Central Campus to North Campus, or from North Campus to South Campus, or from South Campus and otherwise? Why? How much? We will cater for them. We will tell those providers that these people are not to pay. I don't see why SRC.
So you are putting on record that people living with disability
will
not pay for transport.
Abbey Shadrach. They will never pay. They will join the buses once they are moving and they see them. And we are going to talk to those service providers that once you see our students, with that, just stop wherever you are. And even students should even make way for them to sit down in the cars free.
I am very much sensitive about this particular project. So supposing we vote you into power and you get the chance to become the SRC president, and these transports whereby to capture people living with disability, you couldn't do it. Can we arrange an impeachment against you?
Well, I will not even sit for you to arrange because I'm going to do it. It's not like I couldn't do it. The SRC has the power. You pay SRC dues. So let me ask you, you if I come to you that, oh, this person is disabled, he can't commute from here to North Campus, and so we want to find means for him, so we are soliciting for funds. Won't you help?
I will.
Yes, as an individual, you are going to help. How much more the SRC that all of us have paid dues for? And the dues is not for the SRC president, neither is it for the executives. It is for the welfare of the students, and these people are part of it. So why should we say that? How should I come and tell you that I'm going to do this for them and then I get it? The posterity will not even forgive me. It is key. We'll see to it that these people will enjoy free transportation service within the campuses.
Okay.
Yeah.
With time factor, I will not be able to capture all your policies. But yes, a quantum there for this can. So with all of these switch-centered and super fabulous juicy policies, how do you fund them? Because when you say this can be we no.
Very good. Thank you very much. You see, we have a lot. Let me talk of the Ofieni policy. The Ofieni is actually coming to lessen the pressure on the SRC coffers. Why? We are freshers at Kwaba. It is in the handbook. You have to do it no matter what. Now, how are we going to do it? We believe that there are so many talents here on campus. Focus on the central campus, for instance.
Look at the School of Creative Arts.
The wonderful artisans we have there. Look at these musicians. Look at these performers that we have there. So imagine our level 100s are in, and our own talents, not like we brought them from outside. Our own talents with the little support are entertaining us. How beautiful won't it be?
It will.
It will be so beautiful, and it's going to be cost effective. We are going to actually cut down costs, and it is going to remain. So the pressure on the funds or the coffers will come down. Okay. Again, we are look at the number of printing press around. I am looking at my regime coming out with SRC printing press, at least on South Campus, Central, and North Campus. Okay. So you go there to print at a lesser cost, okay? At a lesser cost. In the end, we are going to get something small, and we are also going to put money in the pocket of students, because that's much that you are going to print outside, you can do it within the SRC printing press, and we are actually fetching something. And I spoke of competency, so the people going to be on the finance committee and then the board for sponsorship. We are going to get much competent people there to be able to solicit for sponsorship here and there, such that our coffers will not experience this heavy burden, such that it will suffer so much, so that always will be having enough. And trust you me, there are companies that are willing to do business with the SRC, and we are going to actually look at it and do it from that end. So the funding sponsorship is there. We are going to embark on initiatives that will actually put money into the coffers and not only relying on the SRC.
We've said a lot, but this one is also dear to me as well, in terms of student accommodation.
Very, very key. I wanted to come there, so let me hear you first, then I'll continue.
So walk us through the plan you have for students in terms of the accommodation. I'm very, very snappy.
Very snappy, yes. Thank you very much. I SRC as not being the like SRC can't do this in isolation, but I am seeing my regime putting students together again, together or a united front. One, we know the facilities. We are from our homes, we know how rent issues are. Why should it be here? Is it because the demands are high? Okay, so broader stakeholder engagement. We have the rent control. I'm sure the rent control laws in Winneba shouldn't be different from that in my village.
This rent is it existing?
So
in terms of even
it exists, just that we are not actually going by the dictates of their statutes. Okay? So it exists, and we have to engage them so well that they will be up. And so I said, brother, not just rent control, but we have the National Commission for Tertiary Education and other bodies that comes together. The ministry, the sector ministry is there. Even the government at the end of the day is there. And then the university authorities are there. The student leadership is there. Then the traditional authority is also there. Let's engage all of them in a roundtable discussion. And I think we can do something about it, because some of these facilities don't even merit the amount they are charging. Now, when the students, we are together with one accord, because where I say I'm not going to pay this amount for this particular facility, and I leave, and another student goes there to pay, then it's like we are divided. But when we can all come together and say we are not paying this amount for this, we'll get somewhere. One, sensitization, education, engagement, and I'm sure we are going to get there. Yes. Already there is the build, operate, and then transfer policy, which we are also going to look at it and then revive it. Yes. So these and many more are what we are going to do, and then do much to resolve this transportation accommodation issue. I'm not saying to be within my regime alone, but then if LA should agree that it becomes a norm, that subsequent administrations will look into it, by some few years we are able to solve it, and we can start tackling it from now. We can start tackling it from now, and I'm very sure that very soon this issue will be over.
Very soon we'll be wrapping up the conversation. Yeah. So supposing you go there, you become the SRC president, and you realize that all these beautiful policies you've mentioned on the show are not, you know, achievable in terms of, because there is no funds. What are you going to do? Okay. Will you resign?
No, that's good. That's why I said we are not going to rely on just one thing. Already the coffers is good. We are lucky that once you pay your fees, we have something in the coffers to carry out our duty. So at least it's not going to be a dry coffers. Okay. There will be something for us to actually leverage. So for these stakeholders and stuff. So there's no way it's going to be empty or dry, because administration knows how students want their welfare to be catered for. And I think they will never deny that opportunity to access the funds to the very benefit of students.
So we are wrapping up the conversation, and let me pick your final thoughts before we go.
Okay, so we have already stated that debunk every false rumor against Abbey Shadrach as a candidate. Nobody is behind Abbey Shadrach. Abbey Shadrach is a matured and an experienced person. He is of himself, he is by himself, and he is projecting himself. Nobody is projecting Abbey Shadrach. He is the most experienced, he is the most candidate, the most credible candidate that you can ever trust in this election. We are number 5 on the ballot screens. Please, when you get there, just remember that when you see Abbey Shadrach smiling at you, Abbey Shadrach is telling you that the next administration is going to be super. The next administration is going to be the best as far as student leadership is concerned and student welfare is concerned. We are not projecting a faculty agenda. We are not projecting a departmental agenda. What we are projecting is better student welfare agenda. So let us all come together and push together as students. Thank you very much for having me.
Right, thank you very much. Just as you've heard from the man on the ground. He's willing to help you. So we are here to help you inform your choices. We will shape every choice that you want to know. And per the question that we've asked on the show, you know, I know that this will really help you to shape your decision on next week Friday when we go to the post. This is how time will permit us to draw the curtains down on the conversation. On behalf of the entire production team, thank you very much for watching. I am Brighter Wusi. This is your Election Hub.